Hey there, crafty companions. Welcome to day 3 of the Vlogmas Sewing Challenge. And welcome back to the channel where we turn fabric into fabulousness and zippers into, well, today is Zippered Keychain. If you've got about 15 minutes and a sense of humor, you're about to have a new favorite accessory. And the bonus is, it makes you look super organized even if your bag is a total mess. Ready to roll? Let's dive in. So here is your superstar lineup for today's project. Think of this as your sewing Avengers. The first on my list is a 15-inch zipper tape, but you're going to be needing just one side. The other side can chill for a future project. The next on my list is your cotton fabric or any other fabric that you think sparks joy. The next is your measuring tape and your ruler or your ruler. Just anything to measure and make straight lines. Next on my list is a pair of scissors or a rotary cutter. Then a fabric marker because eyeballing is for daredevils. Next, you need a zipper pull. Don't let this little guy intimidate you. It's like threading a needle, but less stable. Next, a D-ring or any ring of your choice. And a key ring because what's a keychain without keys? Definitely you need a matching thread because we're keeping this classy. Next on my list is double-sided tape. Let's call this the duct tape of sewing because it fixes everything. And next, a pressing iron or a heat press. This is going to be used to fold the binding. Have you got all your supplies? If not, hit pause. I'll wait. If you're not yet subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe and like this video. Okay, let's move on. Alright, your zipper tape should be in hand already. Remember, we are cutting 15 inches long of our zipper tape. And we're going to gently separate it into two pieces, just like you're breaking up with your high school sweetheart. One side stays, the other moves on. Don't worry, this is just a clean break. Next, you're going to be grabbing your fabric and then you're going to be cutting it for your binding. So, I've gone ahead to cut 2 inches wide of this fabric by 15 inches long. Now you might decide you do not want to use cotton fabric and maybe you want to use pork leather or vinyl. So at this point you need to think about something that is going to wrap around the edge of your zipper tip. So you might want to consider or reconsider cutting this at about maybe 1 inch wide instead of the 2 inches. Just think of what works for you. I just remembered I didn't mention this in the supplies. This will be used for our ring connector and will be used with your D-ring or the ring, any ring of your choice. Now you're going to take that strip of fabric that you cut for the binding. You're going to be drawing a line in the center on the wrong side. As soon as this is done, you're going to be folding both raw edges, the long raw edges, to meet the center line that you just drew. When you're done with folding both raw edges to meet the center line, you would refold to make sure both folds are now laying on each other. The best way to make this work is to use a pressing iron or a heat press. So I've gone ahead to heat press my strip of fabric, and then you can see now that everything lays flat and nice. So at this point, we're going to now have to enclose our zipper with this ready-made binding. If you check, you'll notice that this strip of fabric now measures about half an inch wide. Now it's time to wrap up our zipper. You're going to be placing your zipper edge inside this folded binding like you're tucking a blanket around it. So you're going to be opening the fold up and you're going to place the right side of your zipper tape facing up, the wrong side facing down, and then wrap the binding around it. Secure it with some clips or pins if you need extra hands. When you're done clipping the binding in place around the zipper, you're going to be sewing or stitching it. Straight stitches, please, not zigzags. Okay, so now we have sewn our binding to the zipper at about 1/8 of an inch from the folded edge. Now we're going to be sliding our zipper pull back on. If this step stresses you out, don't worry. I used to think zipper pulls were sorcery too. Just try and line it up, pull it through, and celebrate like you just unlocked a sewing achievement. And yes, it is an achievement. Now let's give our zippered keychain some final polish. We're going to measure the width of the finished zipper, and then use this measurement to cut a small piece of fabric for the ring connector on top. As you can see, mine measures 1 3/8 of an inch. So just think of this as the cherry on top, or more accurately, the ring on the end. I've gone ahead to cut this particular piece out of pop. You can cut this out of leather or vinyl. So this is 2 inches by whatever the width of your finished zipper is. So I just checked my D-ring and I realized that it's just 1 inch in diameter. But I'm going to show you what I did to make this really work. So you might not need to do this if you have a D-ring that is the same size as your ring connector width. But in the case where you do not have this, then you might have to resort to what I'm currently doing. First things first, we're going to draw a line in the center of your ring connector and on the wrong side. Then you're going to want to find the center of this line that you just drew, and I'm folding so that I can find the center of that line. So we're doing this because we want to make sure the middle or the center of the ring connector is the same size as that of the D-ring that we have available. So remember, the D-ring we have available is 1 inch. So we want to make sure this middle is 1 inch instead of 1 3/8 of an inch that we have already, just the center. The outer edges remain the same. So, but like I said, if you have a ring or a D-ring that is the same size as your ring connector, then you do not have a problem. So what we're doing to adjust the center is to measure 1/2 inch on each side from the center. So by the time we do that, we join the marks that we've made in the middle to the outer edge, and then you realize that just the middle is 1 inch, then the outer edges are 1 3/8 of an inch. So this way it's able to enter the D-ring easily. Now we're going to insert this finished ring connector into our D-ring, and we need to use our double-sided tape to keep things in place at this point. So our connector has been inserted into the D-ring, and I'm applying double-sided tape on both edges of the ring connector. When you're done, just remove the backing of the double-sided tape. And then enclose the end of our zipper, finished zippered keychain, with this ring connector. with the aid of double-sided tape. It helps to make things stay nice and clean. And make sure the edges are well aligned. When you're done, you'll notice that the end of the zipper is peeking out on both sides. Just use your any tool you have. I'm using my scissors here to push those peeking edges into the ring connector. So this is why you're using a double-sided tape, just to make sure everything is just staying where it is meant to be, nothing is shifting. So now that we're done, we're now going to top stitch around this ring connector to keep things in place. Yeah, you see that I've just gone ahead to top stitch my ring connector, and I've finally enclosed the end of the zippered keychain. You can add rivets for a more fancy finish if you're feeling like it. And your zippered keychain is officially done. At this point, you can add your key ring, add your keys, and bask in the glory of your creation. Seriously, this little project packs a punch. It's functional, stylish, and a great conversation starter. If you had fun, and I hope you did, smash that like button, share this video with your sewing squad, and subscribe for more crafty shenanigans. Until next time, keep those needles threaded, and remember, if you can sew a zipper, you can do anything. See you soon. Bye.